Bushnell, performance is the only thing. Savage Arms, better comes standard. Federal Premium Ammunition, surgical precision, terminal results.
This week, we have a mixed bag of waterfowl hunting throughout the Canadian prairies. First, we'll join Kent in Saskatchewan hunting the spring snow goose season. He is joined by two of our friends from Federal Premium Ammunition. We then head off to Manitoba for a fall Canada goose hunt with myself and Kent and good friend Garrett Lewandowski. So let's head to Kent's Blind in Saskatchewan and kick off this Canadian prairie waterfowl extravaganza.
Well, the sun's just starting to come up. We're set up here with Highland Outfitters. Corey's got a great spot located here. We've got, we're on a bit of a ridge line with a lot of water, kind of going from northwest to southeast. Apparently the birds are going to be coming out of the southeast, so we're all locked and loaded. Cameras set up, so hopefully we'll get a good morning shoot.
There you go. Kill them if you wish.
Go ahead. Good shot.
Everybody.
Well, it's been a pretty windy day today so far. It's been a little bit quiet. There's been a storm to the south of us, so the birds haven't been flying a whole lot. They've kind of been holed up, but looks like we've got a line of geese coming from the south, so all we can do is hope they come our way and set into the decoys.
Go, guys.
I got two.
Fun. Well,
good shooting, guys.
Right.
The wind has picked up this afternoon. We've got a bunch of birds starting to show up. It's mostly spectacle bellies, but looks like there's a few snows in the group, so hopefully they'll come into our decoys so we'll get some shots this evening. Go ahead, take those two. Take them. I got a high flyer over there.
Oh, someone on the
Good shooting, guys.
Good.
Take them, take them. Looks like the flight's on. We've got some birds coming across the water in front of us here right now. Hopefully they'll swing over and look at our decoys. That's a good group. Take that group.
Ready?
Yep, take them.
All right.
How many did we get out of that?
I got
One over there.
there's at least probably three or four.
I got
3 or 4.
I got one.
Here.
I got one out of.
I shot one for sure, and then there's some more over here, guys.
There's 5. Take them. Well, as you can tell, the wind has picked up again. We've got lots of birds moving through. We've got speckle bellies, lots of lessers. The snows are starting to commit in nicely to the decoys. That last group that came in, I think we got 5 or 6. So it's looking pretty good. Birds were held up by that big storm that happened down in the U.S. Kind of put a hitch in their step, but now they're starting to show up in good numbers, so we're hoping that this evening is going to continue the way it's going, and maybe tomorrow will even be better, so stick with us. Well, we just had a big flock come over and they kind of hung up above us, but 2 broke away and split right in and started to settle in, so we let them have it. Well, it looks like that's a wrap for this evening. The birds stopped flying. Looks like they've all gone to their roosts, so we're gonna call Corey over to come pick us up, and we'll wrap things up for tonight and be back out tomorrow morning.
This segment is brought to you by Safari Club International Canada. First for hunters.
Well, our first day here at Highland Outfitters has been quite successful. We got a bunch of good snows, a few blues. I mean, it was a great first day.
Yep, really good time. Seeing a lot of birds, and birds are just starting to come through on their migration and really enjoying it.
Yeah, we hope to get a few more good volleys to come through and keep putting them on the ground.
Let's get these birds cleaned up and get going.
Yep, sounds good.
Well, we're getting the truck all loaded and we've got most of the gear in. I think the guys are ready to go. We're heading back up to the same spot with a nice fence line on a ridge with water all around us. So birds that are coming up from the south are using it as a regular migration route, and it's kind of a staging area, so we're getting new birds constantly. Last night before we went to bed, we could hear them. They were all still around, so hopefully this morning will be another good shoot, and we'll get our limits today. So better get going, get loaded up. These early morning waterfowl hunts, they can be tough on the sleep. Well, we've got the same consistent wind as we had yesterday. We're back up on the fence line, and it's looking pretty good. We heard lots of birds last night. There was sure lots showed up yesterday afternoon. The guys are locked and loaded and ready to go, so all we got to do is wait for the first flights to start coming in. Every time I pulled up on a bird, it crumpled. I never even got a shot on that. Good job, guys.
Well, we really wanted to thank Ryan Gilligan and Adam Moser of Federal Premium Ammunition for joining Kent on that spring snow goose hunt. Additionally, a huge shout out to Highland Outfitters based in Saskatchewan, Canada for their amazing hospitality. Now let's go on over to Kent's and my hunt in Manitoba for ducks and Canada geese.
Well, it's our first morning here in Manitoba hunting with our good friend Garrett Lewandowski. He's invited us to come up and stay at his cabin and do some waterfowl hunting with him in his area. It's a little bit different topography than what I'm used to in the southern part of the province, and we found some birds last night. It's looking like it's going to be a good morning.
No, you're right, Kent. We're also being joined by Ian and Carlin, some good friends of ours from the Real Outdoor Experience.
Yep.
You know, it's a YouTube channel. They target the base level hunters to, you know, kind of teach them the things that, you know, our grandpas and uncles and everything taught us. So it should be an absolutely fantastic hunt. But you know what? I don't want to talk anymore. I mean, that was a big group of birds. Let's get hunting.
You bet.
Well, Kent, we're all set up. Incredibly foggy morning. It kind of has an eerie feel to it, but we can hear the birds on the roosting behind us already.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a nice breeze, so they should come right down the pipe, and if Garrett's worth his weight in salt, he'll bring them right into us. So, I mean, we couldn't ask for a better morning. I mean, the temperature's not cold at all. We're hunting in t-shirts and hoodies, and we just got to wait for the birds. So it's legal shooting time. I think we're all loaded up, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all ready to gun.
I think we're good to go.
Perfect. Well, let's knock down some birds.
You bet.
Y'all shoot those two geese. Shoot those two geese behind us.
Nicely done, people.
Atta boy.
Catch him out, Rowdy.
Shoot those geese. Shoot them, boys. There you go. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Go. You hit one.
You got a jam.
Taxidermy services provided by Hunters Union and Ray Wiens Taxidermy. And thanks to these other fine sponsors.
Well, Kent, we have a little bit of a different weather system moving in this morning.
Yeah, they're calling for a bit of rain today, so hopefully it's going to hold off until we get our limits. And we're joined here with Garrett Lewandowski and his son Lane. I don't know if you can see him back there. And the guys from the Real Outdoor Experience, Carlin and Ian. So hopefully we can bang them up.
Ooh, listen to the coyote.
Well, the coyotes are banging them up.
Yeah, the coyotes are cheering for us. So we're almost to shooting time. So why don't we get set up, guys, and have a good shoot today?
Sounds awesome, great. Fellas.
Good luck,
great
boys.
to be here.
All right.
Oh, geez, way down there.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see the whole thing. There's two right here. Let's shoot these two ducks right here. Let's shoot them, boys. Let's get them. There you go. Down. Yeah. There, Roddy, go get that far one.
These guys will
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Yeah, let's get them, boys. Let's get them. Let's get them.
There's one landed back
There's one right behind the blind here. Yeah, let's get them, boys. Let's get them. Let's get them. Yeah, you could tell those are damn little cacklers.
Oh, God, I hate them.
But those ones actually work nice.
Yeah, they
you know?
After that first flare,
Yeah, me too.
I thought
Me
we were
too.
done.
I thought we were busted there.
but they grouped up
Yep.
nice, and then they dropped.
Yep.
That was good. Good shooting, whoever got
Nice
birds.
boy.
I got one. That's all I got.
I think I crushed two. I actually, my first shot, I was lining up two that were kind of crossing,
Oh yeah, you're gonna try double.
and I full patterned that first one. He pulled Secret Service goose on his buddy there. Jumped in front of the shot.
Protected him, huh?
Well, Dean, did you know that the legislation and regulations for migratory bird is one of the longest standing without changes or updates?
I actually did know that, but however, I've heard that there's changes coming down the pipe that could hit us as early as 2020.
Well, that sounds like a great topic for Conservation Connection.
Some of the biggest ones are some changes around possession.
In the past, hunters were required to transport their waterfowl with a wing attached. Their households also had to consume this waterfowl. With the new regulation changes, there's going to be some flexibilities to these mandates.
A bird now, once it's frozen or preserved and put into your freezer, doesn't count towards your possession anymore. Also, a taxidermied bird won't count towards your possession.
Presently, the majority of waterfowl species are on an increase, especially geese. Now, the white geese are actually on an overpopulation status.
It used to be that a migratory bird never stopped being a migratory bird and always counted towards your possession. So even if you had it mounted on your wall, that technically counted towards your possession. So that's a really big change. That's going to help hunters continue to harvest the birds and use them in the way that it was intended, and that's for consumption. Some of the other changes, there's going to be some changes to some of the definitions.
Definitions within regulations are used to help the reader understand the intent or the meaning of a written law.
One of the other things they're looking at doing is changing transportation requirements, so you can keep a head or a feathered wing on. Choices up to the hunter. Some block freezing prohibitions to make sure that when the birds they're frozen in camp, they have to be frozen in a manner so they can be counted by a game officer. Another big one, if you're a fan of Ducks Unlimited or want to be able to donate birds to, say, the food bank, is there's going to be a new charity permit. So in the past, birds couldn't be made subject to commercial transactions. So that kind of included if it went to a charity and there was auctions or tickets sold. So now those places can get those permits to bring those birds in legally and not have to worry about it. So yeah, some exciting changes coming. Hopefully they may come in by the fall of 2020.
When we come back, before we head off hunting again, we're going to sit down and talk with our good friends Ian and Carlin and learn a little bit more about their venture called The Real Outdoor Experience.
This segment is brought to you by King's Camo. See the difference. Now, back to Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
Well, Carlin, first of all, on behalf of Bushnell's Trigger Effect, we'd like to thank you for joining Kent and I in this hunt. I mean, it's a lot of fun coming to the prairies and shooting birds. But my understanding is you guys have a YouTube channel, and it's called The Real Outdoor Experience. And what is it all about?
We were a little bit tired of watching outdoor shows that didn't have an educational component. And, you know, there were a few, like you guys, but for the most part, there weren't a whole lot of educational moments on outdoor shows. So we decided to come up with something, and it brewed for a while, and finally the Real Outdoor Experience was born. And really the whole concept of our show is to get people outdoors. And you know, like, where do you start? So we focus a lot on the youth, because the youth is our legacy, the youth is our future, and we want to preserve that, we want to promote that, and we want to get the kids outdoors as much as we possibly can.
It's not just kids either. Like, there are so many people that, you know, say live in a major urban center that have a yearning to be outside. They want to get out and hunt. They can take a hunter safety course, but then what? Like, if you don't have a family member or a good friend, somebody who can, you know, mentor you and take you out into the woods, being able to start with the very, very basics and take it from, you know, from your passion and then right through the plate. And the plate piece is really important to me, because as an ambassador of the outdoors, when people say, "Oh, I tried venison once and it was terrible," like it was dealt with improperly in the field. Somebody didn't know how to cook it, how to deal with it, and as a result, you know, the person had a very bad experience.
It's sure nice to see you guys showing that and sharing that with everybody. It's really cool.
So. Well, coming from you guys, that's a huge accolade. Thank you so much for that.
So the question I got, I know how to find you guys. How do people find you?
Well, we're everywhere. We're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. TheRealOutdoorExperience.com is our website. You can contact us both there via email.
Well, Carlin, Ian, thank you so much for joining us on this hunt.
Well, the honor truly is ours.
Absolutely.
Being able to go on an adventure like this with you guys.
This won't be our last time.
No, I don't think so.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Thanks, and keep it real, everybody. Shoot those two. Shoot those two.
Nice shot. Wow. Nice shot, boys. Good shooting. That one was getting out there. Wow. That one reached out there. Shoot him around the back, boys.
Oh, I got a long flyer.
There's that one's crypt there too, I think. Go ahead and shoot these ones on top there, Kent, if you can. Oh, nice shot. Did you get another one?
Yeah.
Nice shot.
I would have shot, but I would have taken your hat right off top of your head.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to get that last one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Old school. They don't teach that stuff anymore.
Wow.
Dean and I would like to thank Ian and Carlin of the Real Outdoor Experience for joining us on this shoot. In addition, a huge thank you to Garrett Lewandowski for hosting us on an amazing waterfowl hunt. We also want to thank our sponsors and you, the viewers, and make sure you join us next week for more Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
This has been a Thunder Boys production.